Let's learn about rational exponents. The other day we learned about integer exponents. Integer means basically a whole number. So your exponent would be something like a 2, 3 squared. When you see the word rational exponent, that basically means your exponent is a fraction, as in 3 to the 1/2 power. Rational exponents are really useful if you're having to take the square root, the cubic root, or really any kind of root. They help minimize any calculation errors you might make. You can rewrite the square root of something. Let's say the square root of 100. You could rewrite that as 100 to the 1/2 power, because there's an invisible 1 right next to that 100. Let's say you wanted to take the cubic root of 27. Well, you could rewrite that as 27 to the 1/3 power. We could try something even fancier. Let's say we wanted to square the number 5 and then take its cubic root. Well, in the calculator, you could rewrite that as 5 to the 2/3 power. There's a little trick to remember how to rewrite these. So let's take a look at 5 to the 2/3. You see the fraction has a top number and a bottom number. You can think of the top number as totally my best friend, totally my BFF. So when I'm rewriting, that number should come sit right next to me. And the bottom number, bye, that number should sit right outside the radical. This trick works for every single kind of rational exponent. Let's see a couple more examples. What if I had 37 to the 4/5 power and wanted to rewrite it? Well, my top number is 4. You're totally my best friend. My bottom number is 5. Bye-bye. You're going to sit outside the radical. We can repeat that again. 1 is my top number, totally my best friend, come sit next to me. 5 is the bottom number, bye-bye, go sit outside. These rational exponents are really useful when we're having to solve. For x. So let's try a couple examples where we're having to solve. For instance, a problem could look like x to the 7th divided by x to the 5th equals 200 divided by 2. Well, this is really easy. If we remember our integer exponent rules, I'm going to subtract my exponents. So I'll get x squared equals 200 divided by 2, which is 100. Now to solve, our end goal is to make it look like x to the 1st equals some number. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to raise my x term to some power that would equal 1. Well, I know 2 times 1/2 is 1. So make sure I'm doing that to both sides. If I plug that in the calculator, I'll get x to the 1st equals 10. We could try that again with maybe a simpler problem. What if I had x to the 3rd equals 125? And I want to know, what is x to the 1st equal? I need to think about 3 times what number equals 1? Well, that should be 1/3 If I remember my exponent rules, power raised to a power is multiplication. So I'm raising both sides to the 1/3 power, and I'll get x to the first equals 5. Let's summarize what we have learned today. You can rewrite a rational exponent following the t over b pattern. T is totally my best friend. But bye, go sit outside. You can use, another key point is that you can use rational exponents to help you solve.